Happy Wednesday. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hello,
Welcome,
everybody.
everyone.
Good
We are
afternoon.
so glad that you're here for today's YouTube live event. I'm Nadine, and I'm excited to bring you valuable insights, especially if you're in the process of applying for Social Security disability benefits, or if you are supporting someone who is. So, guys, I know you missed Brian. He's not with us today because he is currently joining a very important conference, but I got you the entire Disability Digest team. So, joining me today, we have Philip. Philip is representing the fastest growing Facebook support group in the planet Earth that supports people and helping them in getting their disability benefits. And also, we have Daphne, our Medicare expert here. And we also have Rose with us, one of our advocates here at the Disability Digest. So, before we dive into our topic today, to those of you who are new here, the Disability Digest is your trusted guide in navigating the complexities of Social Security disability benefits. So we've been here since 2006, and we've empowered over 192,000 members by providing them the essential knowledge and support needed to get, keep, and maximize their disability benefits. So, whether you're joining us for the first time or you're a long-standing member, our mission is to advocate for those who cannot work by offering expert guidance and to help you secure all that you are entitled to. So stay tuned in for the latest updates, and later we are also going to cater your questions. I have again Daphne, Philip, and Rose. I will be sharing a Zoom link so that we can have you live with us and answer your questions live. And we also do have some questions from Philip's group, right, Philip?
Yes, we did.
All right. Okay. So today we are going to be tackling some of the biggest SSDI myths that often cause confusion and frustration. And by understanding the facts, you will be better prepared to navigate the process and improve your chances of approval. So let's jump right in. So, as you can see on your screen right now, myth number one is people believe that everyone gets denied the first time. So, this is one of the most common myth out there. Many people hear horror stories about high denial rates, and they would assume that no one gets approved on their first attempt. But that's just not true. So while it's true that around 70% of initial claims are denied, some applicants actually do get approved on the first try, especially when they submit a complete and well documented application. So the problem is that many people apply without all their medical records. So it's missing a very crucial detail that SSA would just have to make a decision to deny because of that. So, what is the fact? The fact is that some people do actually get approved on their first try, especially with a strong application. So, what's our takeaway here? So, if you submit a strong medical evidence, provide a detailed work history and a clearly documented, you know, medical history and clearly document how your conditions limit your ability to work, your chances of approval will increase significantly. And if ever that you get denied the first time, it's not the end of the road. many people win on appeal, especially with the right representation. So the key is to stay persistent and provide the necessary evidence. Now, let's move on to myth number two. So, myth number two, you have to be completely bedridden to qualify for SSDI. That is another huge misconception, right? I think Philip and Daphne would agree with me. There
Yes.
are, yeah, there are people with disability, but they can still, do basic chores, but they have a lot of limitations that prevents them from doing the work that they used to do, especially if they've done, the same work for, let's say, 20 years, 30 years, and then all of a sudden they would experience a lot of limitations due to their condition that prevents them from doing work. So you don't have to be totally bedridden to qualify for SSDI. So you know, again, that's a big misconception that you have to be unable to move, walk, or take care of yourself. So that's simply not true. Because SSDI is based on whether your condition prevents you from working, not whether you can perform daily activities like walking, driving, or even small tasks at home. So SSA would focus on how your medical condition affects your ability to perform work related tasks. So things like standing, lifting, concentrating, and maintaining stamina. Those are just few examples because, you know, two or three people can have the same diagnosis, but they may not experience the same symptoms. They may not have the same limitations. That's why, aside from stating the conditions that you have, it's also very important that you're able to communicate to SSA when you're applying what are the specific limitations that you have. That's why when you become a member here at the Disability Digest and you get to speak to one of our advocates, could be me, could be Philip, it could be Rose, one of the questions that we would ask you is what are the specific limitations that you're experiencing that prevents you from doing any work? So, fact, SSDI is based on your ability to work, not total immobility. So, the key takeaway here is that SSDI is not about being bedridden. It's about whether your condition prevents you from sustaining a full-time job. So if your medical limitations prevents you from maintaining any work, then you may still qualify. Okay? So now let's move on to the third myth. If my doctor says I'm disabled, SSA will automatically approve me. So this is a big one. Many people assume that if their doctor writes a note saying they're disabled, okay, SSA will automatically approve my claim. But unfortunately, it's not that simple. So while your doctor's opinion is important, of course, SSA makes its decision based on all medical evidence. So that would include your test results, imaging result, treatment history, functional limitations. So even if your doctor fully supports your claim, SSA requires detailed medical documentation to back it up. And even in some cases, when people submitted their medical documentation, SSA may even send you to a consultative exam, or they call it CE, with their own doctors before they make a decision. So that's why strong, detailed medical evidence, not just a doctor's note, is essential for approval. So what is the fact? SSA makes the final decision based on medical evidence and not just your doctor's opinion. Okay. So now that we have busted some major myths, let's go over a few key tips to help strengthen your SSDI application. So, number one, be thorough with the medical documentation that you have. So you should include, your test results, doctor's notes, treatment history, and any limitations caused by your condition. Number two, always follow up on treatment plans. So SSA wants to see that you are actively seeking treatment for your condition. Okay. Number three, if needed, seek representation. If you think that the process is complex for you, a disability advocate or an attorney can improve your chances of approval, especially if you're already in need to appeal. Okay. Number four, stay persistent and appeal if denied. And file your appeal on time. Uh, Once you get denied, you should be given 60 days for you to file an appeal. So make sure that you make and file that appeal within the deadline. Many people win their benefits at the appeal stage. So that is also very important. Stay persistent. So following these steps can make sure that, it's going to make a huge difference in your case. All right. So right now we want to hear from you. So if you have any questions about SSDI myths, the application process, or how to strengthen your case, drop them in the chat. And I will also be putting in the link for you to be able to join us live here in Zoom. And also, I just want to remind you before I will let you in the Zoom room, please make sure that you type your question in the Zoom chat or type it in the comment section in the live video so that we would be able to know what your question is. And yeah, once you have that question posted, we will let you in. And Daphne, Philip, and I will do our best to answer your questions. But before that, Philip, I'm going to give the floor to you so that we can read the questions from your group before we do the
Okay.
Zoom live.
All right. Sounds good. I want
All
to
right.
address one thing before we get started on the questions, and that was in your beginning presentation about getting denied at the initial application. I'm here
Mm.
to testify that um, that it's not true. I was approved at initial application when I applied. It's
Wow.
not easy by no means. It takes a lot of work and a lot of tenacity and um, just making sure that you want to follow through with all of your doctor's appointments and make sure when they are finished with their exam that you go over the notes that they are going to submit so that you can be sure they're accurate and
Mm.
complete. Like uh, Nadine said, if you're missing something out there, that'll be a basis for usually an automatic denial right off the bat.
Yeah.
So make sure everything is complete.
Yep.
Okay.
So, so thank you so much for sharing that, Philip. That
Yeah.
is like uh proof for everyone that
Yeah.
someone can get approved the first time. All right.
Yeah. All right. First question we have. I have a question on making income while receiving benefits. How much income can I make without endangering my Social Security disability income? And when do we need to report the changes? She's got a lot more here that she's asking, but let's just address that right there. Yes, you can. Once you're approved, you can work and still maintain your benefits and not uh, have to worry about losing your benefits. although there are rules that you need to be familiar with. And there is a lot of misinformation out there that goes around. And I see it all the time in my Facebook group about this particular question. So you do need to do your research and make sure you have the right information before you make that decision. The best way to do that, I can say right here, is that one, join the Disability Digest and become a member. Once you're a member, then we teach all of our members and clients these particular rules and regulations so that down the road they don't get in trouble and lose their benefits, because like I said, it's kind of complicated. If you don't know the rules, you can get in trouble with it.
Yeah.
So join the Disability Digest, become a member, and once you're a member, then you can email us and we'll send you you can email us at support@the Disability Digest with your questions, and we'll get back with you and provide those answers to those
Yep.
questions to you.
All
Okay.
right.
Next question. So if I get denied appeals counsel, can you file a new claim while waiting in federal court? The answer is yes. You can file a new application while you are in the appeals council waiting to go to federal court. One, you have to file the appeal. They have to, I don't want to say they have to give you permission, but it has to be authorized in order to go to federal court. And that is it's quite complicated because one, you got to file the appeal to ask to go to the federal court. Two, you have to find an attorney that does federal appeals. Not all of them do it. And so the short answer is yes, you can file a new claim while you're waiting for appeals counsel. All right, next
Yeah.
one. Go ahead. You got a question?
Oh no, I was just saying that's good information to know.
Yeah. All right, let's see here. Let's move on. The next one. Can someone please explain what the 5-month waiting period is? Just a bit confused. How much would I get for the 6th month? Well, the 5-month elimination period is anybody that files for disability going through the process. If you're approved, they will go back and figure out, how long is your retro pay and your back pay is going to be. But whatever that total amount is, that's two different totals. One is retro and one is back pay. They're going to eliminate the first 5 months from the date you first become disabled. That's called your onset date. And they will eliminate 5 months, the first 5 months. So you don't get paid for that first 5 months after you're approved. Your payments or your benefits don't start till the 6th month. Now, what that 6-month amount is, that's calculated. I mean, that's a formula that Social Security uses, and it's above my pay grade. I can't tell you what that is. You would have to contact Social Security to find out what your payments are going to be forward. Once you're approved and all that is settled, they'll send you a letter, and in that letter, it'll give you what your monthly benefits will be from that point forward, from that 6 month moving forward. All right, next question says, weird question. There's nothing weird about asking questions. I won Social Security disability after a hearing, was getting Social Security prior. My W-2 showed Social Security versus SSDI. How is that handled? I'm not sure on that. again, I think I would refer that to um, send this question in to support at the Disability Digest, and we can give you a more straightforward answer to that. Daphne, do you understand that question?
No, I deal mostly in Medicare, so I'm not really familiar with the disability side.
Yeah. So yeah, just send in that question to support and we'll get back with you on that promptly.
Yep. Yep.
All right, that was the last one there.
All right. So right now we have David in the waiting room, joining us live to ask his question. I believe he has some question about trial work months.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna let him in.
Mhm.
All right.
Hi, David. There you are. Hi there. Welcome to our YouTube live event. So if I'm right, I saw your question here in the chat. You would like to know if your trial work months expire and reset after not working for a while. Is that correct? We can't hear you.
Your
You're on
mic is,
mute.
there's your
Yeah,
mic. There you go.
that's the correct question there.
Okay. Yeah. So Philip and Daphne, feel free to add if there's any information that I'm missing. But yes, your trial work period months reset if you do not work for at least 5 years, or that's 60 months in a row while receiving Social Security disability insurance. So this means that if you stop working for 5 years, your previously used trial work months no longer count, and you will be eligible for a new trial work period if you decide to return to work in the future. So
That
I
is
believe how it
correct.
works. Yeah, that's correct, right? So I
Yes.
believe how it works is the trial work period allows you to test working while still receiving SSDI benefits, and it lasts 9 months, not necessarily consecutive within a rolling of 60-month period if you earn over the threshold amount.
SGA.
And I think that
Mhm.
is it
Yeah,
1,620 for 2024?
correct.
Are my numbers right? Yeah.
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 $1,620 for 2025. Yeah.
Yeah,
For,
thank
I
you very
mean, for
much.
2025. All right. Okay. Do you have any other questions aside from that, David?
No, I had 6 trial work months used up by 2015, but I have not worked since. I'm getting back to work
Mm,
this year, so it's good to know I get to start over with those.
okay. All right. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, David.
Thanks for joining. Okay, let's see if we have other questions here while we wait for someone else to join us live. Let's see if we have questions here in the comment. So, okay, so we have Laura James. She said, I'm hoping to hear any day about my disability. However, my attorney never contacts me. I would really like to know if I could fire or let him go. So the answer is yes, right? Philip
Correct.
and Daphne,
Yes.
Yes, you can
you
Yes.
always fire. You can always fire your attorney or representative, and just give them a call and see what's taking them so long.
Yeah.
When I went through mine, I didn't hear from my attorney for a very long time. I thought they had stopped working on my case. And then I went to another company, and that was the next day I got a call from them saying that they were still working with me. And I told them, I said, well, you're lucky to call me because I was getting ready to go to somebody else.
Yeah.
we actually
You
have
always want to be careful with that, because if you signed a contract with that attorney or representative to take your case, and if you fire them, they could come back at some point and subrogate on your claim and get paid for the time that they
Mm,
put into it. So you want to give them the opportunity
yeah.
to rectify. So yeah,
Before we further discuss that, we have Laura. She's the one who's asking that question. She's joining us here in the Zoom room. So I'm gonna let her in so that we would be able to give her advice live here on Zoom. She's joining.
Third party. Why is it being sent to a third party?
There.
there we go.
Hi, Laura.
Hi
Hello,
there, can
Laura.
you hear me?
Yes, we can hear
Yeah.
you.
Oh, nice. Nice. I've got so many questions,
Yeah.
but I'll just hit you with one if I may.
Yeah, sure.
Um,
Go ahead.
you know, I applied, wow, it's been a few years ago. Um, and then they denied me within like 2 days, right? Um, and then I have an attorney, but they're always late on it's well, I'm not going to talk about the attorney, but so they did a reconsideration, and that's been going on for I'd say over 8 months. And then I had a mental and physical examination, right? But that's been months ago. How long I mean, since the reconsideration, it seems like they're taking, almost close to a year. Does it take that long usually or um
Every case is different, Laura. It could be a number of reasons, you know.
okay.
What part of the state are you in?
I'm in Illinois, I'm northern Illinois, so about an hour from Chicago.
Yeah. It's hard to say, you know, there's states that are have the personnel to handle the cases and they can get it through the system pretty quick. But then there's a lot of
Interesting.
states that just don't have the personnel to handle as many cases that are coming into Social Security, so they get behind. And it just to answer your question, short of it is, yeah, it can take on average
Still
16 to 18 months just to get
oh wow.
get
Okay.
yeah.
That's once they reconsideration or from beginning to end totally.
Well,
Um Both. Sorry.
you can break it up into uh,
Okay.
different sections. You know,
Okay.
reconsideration usually takes
Okay.
about an additional, on average. Now these are averages. This
Sure. Sure.
don't hold us. It's
I won't
hold
hold you
us
to
to
anything.
scandal. Yeah, reconsideration is about you're looking at probably 6 to 8 months in addition
Mhm.
time wise.
Okay.
Um, once it goes to, if you get denied at reconsideration, then it goes to the appeal, I mean, the ALJ, Administrative Law Judge,
Oh, okay.
and you're probably looking at another 6 to 8 months on average
Wow.
to get just to get the hearing date for the ALJ.
Now, I read a law that the adjudicators now can make decisions. Is that
Yeah,
correct? Oh,
that is
okay.
correct.
So there's more
Yes.
people involved and it's still taking that
Well,
while. All right.
there's a lot that goes into that, though. I mean,
Sure. Sure.
they can't just go to adjudicator, and any adjudicator can make that decision. They have to be
Sure. Okay.
a very trained as they have to have a lot of background in
Yeah.
adjudicating in order to
And
make
we
those
wouldn't know
decisions.
that being the recipient of the letter saying your adjudicator is. We wouldn't know.
Yeah, yeah,
Gotcha. All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
you bet.
It's very helpful.
All right.
I'll keep waiting.
Okay. Well, good luck,
Well,
Laura,
good luck,
Thank
Laura.
you so much.
and thank you so much for joining us.
No
So
problem.
we
Thank
have a
you.
question. All right. So we have a question here from the comments. This is a question from Rick Watson. He said approved for SSDI since 2021, back pay to 2018 was to be 1 year CDR. I'm 56 years old. No review, still receiving treatments. One job, 30 years as as an electrician. Uh, do I have to worry about reviews? So, if I may answer, so since you were approved in 2021 with back pay dating back to 2018, and you said you were originally placed on a 1 year continuing disability review, I know it's understandable to be concerned about why you haven't been reviewed yet. However, there could be delays in CDRs, and it's very common. So with the question, if should you be worried about not getting CDR yet? For me, if you're still receiving treatment and have not had major medical improvement, your case is less likely to be flagged for denial. And since you had a 1 year CDR assignment, it could mean that initially SSA saw a potential improvement in your condition. But since they haven't reviewed you in years, it could mean that they no longer see your case as urgent. And if you're 100% unable to work, it means that you have a strong case, for your disability. And if ever SSA sends you a CDR, just continue seeing your doctors regularly and document all of your limitations for as long as you have, you know, those things, you have consistent record to help prove that you have an ongoing disability and you're ready to explain why you still can't work, then you should be all good.
Yeah.
Do you have any tips for for him, Philip or
No,
Daphne?
everything you said is spot
Yes,
on. What
very
what was his age again? Did he say
56,
56. Yeah,
56.
56.
56?
Mm-hmm.
Highly unlikely he'll get one, but it's always possible.
Yeah.
Yes. I would say always
Okay.
possible. And then there's some people that's gotten it in their 60s, and I'm
Yeah,
one of them. Got mine like 2 years ago, and that was 2 years shy. I've been 65. So I got
Hmm.
mine.
Okay.
yeah.
All right. We have another question here. Philip or Daphne, you might have the answer. So he says, I'm 62, waiting for SSDI decision. Can I file for Social Security now while waiting on SSDI? I think he's referring to early retirement. Wife is 64. Oops. Will retire or file for Social Security in 3 to 6 years. Do you see any problems coming? Can I get SSDI after early retirement?
It's possible. Yes.
Mhm.
You can
So after
take
he
your earlier.
retires at 62, he's going to retire at 62, and then he still wants to get the SSDI after the age
Hmm.
of 62.
Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
I think what he's saying is he wants to file for the early retirement now
Mm-hmm.
while he waits for, a decision for his SSDI. So he wants to know if that is possible. So I did speak to a lot of members who've actually done this, like because I believe that early retirement gets approved, you know, faster than SSDI, right? Because it's just going to be based on your work and I mean work history and your age. So while you wait for SSDI to get approved, you can receive early retirement. And once you get approved for SSDI, they would change your check amount uh, to whatever you're entitled to uh, for the SSDI check amount. I guess that's how it's worked. But uh, please correct me if I'm wrong here, Philip and Dav. If ever, if in any scenario you don't get approved for SSDI, you have to remember that whatever check amount you're getting, if you take your early retirement, that's going to be the same check amount that you will get like forever.
Correct.
So you
Continuously.
will, yeah,
Mhm.
so you will no longer be getting like the full check amount on your full retirement age. So
Mhm.
that's one thing to consider.
Yeah. Yeah, once you take early retirement, if you're not approved for your disability benefits, you are locked in at the early retirement amount.
Mhm.
Yes, that is true. So, yeah. But if you believe that you have a strong case, yeah, and if you decide to really stop working, then I think there wouldn't be a problem doing that. All right, so that is the last question that we have, and we have had an incredible discussion. So let me just quickly recap what we have learned today. So, number one, you can get approved on the first try with a strong application. Number two, you don't have to be bedridden. SSDI is based on your work ability and not your immobility. Okay. And then your doctor's opinion helps, but SSA looks at all medical evidence. And remember, there's a lot of misinformation out there about SSDI. So always check your resources and make sure you are getting the facts. So, everyone, if you found this helpful, I encourage you to join our community for free resources and expert guidance. So, you can register as a member, and we would give you a call. You can speak with Rose, Philip, or you can speak with me, or if you're already approved for SSDI, you can also speak with Daphne to help you in making sure that you get everything that you're entitled for, especially with your Medicare benefits. So I will be sending the link in the chat on how to register. And also, don't forget, we have a new friend. His name is Benny, Benny Fit. So if you have quick answers that you want, I mean, if you want quick answers for your SSTI questions, feel free to visit Benny. I'm also going to be sending you the link later. So Benny is an artificial intelligence assistant that we have. So he has the answers to any of your SSDI questions. So you don't need to do any searching. You just have to type in your answers and Benny will quickly return an answer for you.
Mhm.
Okay. So I'm sending that link right now before we say goodbye so that you would be able to register as a member and have access to Benny. So thank you so much once again, everyone. Thank you so much for my
Thank you,
uh
Nadine.
yes, my co-host here, Philip, Daphne, and Rose. Thank you so much for being here with me. And again, if you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and make sure that you don't miss an update from us. We appreciate you all, and we will see you next time. Take care, everyone.
See
Thank you,
y'all.
Nadine. Great meeting.
Bye bye.